Hey, all you turtle nerds out there. I'm quite a proud turtle nerd. Rob Paulson here, the voice of Raphael of the original TMNT, and you are listening to the only show we listen to in the turtle lair, the Ninja Turtle Power Hour, with Spencer, Keith, Cody, and Mike. And on behalf of the four of us, Turtle Power!
Welcome to Ninja Turtle Power Hour. I'm Spencer.
I'm Keith.
I'm Cody.
Isn't it the Ninja Turtle Power Hour?
No, we're not the.
No, we are just Ninja Turtle Power Hour.
Oh, okay.
I feel
Yeah.
like it should be
Doing-
though, right?
I feel like because I feel like we're introducing the podcast.
No,
welcome to Ninja-
the other show that
Because-
only lasted for a short time is the Ninja Turtle Power Hour. We're just Ninja Turtle Power Hour.
Well, but we can absorb that because if you're like, "Welcome to Ninja Turtle Power Hour," it is the Ninja Turtle Power Hour. You know,
Yeah, like we're the only one.
like well, that part of it, but it's also like, what is hour? It's the Ninja Turtle Power Hour instead
Exactly.
of what
No, this
hour is it?
What this is
Ninja Turtle
it's
Power
like,
Hour. Like,
when
what are
people
we
like,
Russian?
Are you guys the Ninja Turtle Power Hour? And we're like, no, we're a Ninja Turtle Power Hour.
Well,
No.
I mean,
Apparently, we're also
here-
not a Ninja Turtle Power Hour. We're just Ninja Turtle Power Hour.
Yeah, like and since we're the only one, yeah, we are the Ninja Turtle Power Hour.
Welcome to a Ninja Turtle Power Hour.
No, so yeah, no,
One of many.
One of many.
One of two out there.
I would argue even our show is not an hour of power. It's often 2 to 3 hours.
No, exactly. I have that as an asterisk. You know, our
That is my favorite joke. That the podcast may or may not be an hour. I don't think it's ever once been an hour, frankly.
Back
So
in
we
the
really
day,
should be
back in the day,
Ninja
it was.
Turtle Power Hours.
Yeah.
and
I know. I may just split this show to our bonus segment and the regular show. It may happen.
Wait, what?
Two different-
You can't
middle, yeah.
be so ashamed of this episode. What the hell are you talking about?
No. I basically I released them as two separate episodes during the week, so this becomes a I don't know how you'd say that.
Oh, the bonus segment?
Yeah, like as a separate episode, just on like
I
a
don't know, I
Thursday or
think-
something.
I think that's risky because if people like one and not the other, and then they don't, like they
Yeah.
stop listening. You got to force them into both.
yeah.
Maybe.
If you guys are
Because
out
then they
there
can just
if you guys are out there listening, let us know. Would you prefer that or not?
I mean, it'd be
What's it-
interesting to see the data if they just stop listening to one and only listen to the other. That'd be fun. But it's a package deal. But then you could actually call us the Ninja Turtle Power Hours because then there'd be multiple ones.
There'd be two of us, yeah. You know, it's interesting. This other Power Hour podcast only has 3 episodes, but it lists as episodes 67, 68, and 69.
It's like a Star Wars thing, so like they want to build mystery for the previous ones that they'll go back and
see,
record
I see.
someday.
Gotcha.
Or they just wanted to jump to making an episode 69 relatively soon.
Or the other episodes were so heinous they just deleted them.
It's so inappropriate for broadcast.
Yeah, they could have got taken down.
Who's KB? I wonder if this guy's still out there somewhere. We could find him, get him on the show,
It's the
and
founder
give him the
of
sign
KB
over legal
Toys.
right to the name Ninja Turtle Power Hour.
I mean, unless he trademarked it or whatever, like you could just do it. And we've used it. You've used it far longer, so like you'd have more claim to it at this point.
Anyway.
Oh, you know
You could-
what? The plot thickens here. So I'm looking at the SoundCloud. The logo says the Ninja Turtle Power Hour. The podcast itself does not include the.
Oh shoot,
is
we got to
Ninja
change our
Turtle
podcast name.
Yeah.
Oh no, we got to change it to the Ninja Turtle Power Hour.
Yeah. Go through our logos and put a little T in front of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, since we're redoing our logo now.
No, we're not.
I think we should have like 1,000 logos, one for each like version of Turtles.
We've got it.
Mhm.
We've got at least 3, and I think
Yeah.
we should start using the other 2. But
For what? Why? We got a
As-
good thing going.
I mean, do we want to? I mean, we don't want to get in it publicly, unless you do,
Probably
because
not.
then I'll get into it.
Not really, no.
Because I do have opinions.
Of course you do, Cody. When do you not?
I've never met you without an opinion. Like,
But I'm not
I've never
wrong
gotten to a
on
point
this
with you're
one.
like, I don't know. I'm like, he knows.
Like, I have even talked to Colin about it because I was like, "What the fuck is this, Colin?" But I digress.
So what are we doing tonight, Spencer?
Tonight, we are talking about the Coming Out of Their Shells tour.
Okay, everyone
Oh.
at the same time, sing your favorite song. Too bad.
Pizza Power.
dude,
Although you can count on us is kind of fucking inspiring. Like I
Yeah,
actually
that's
feel
true.
yeah, count on it. You can count on us. You can count on us. No, Tubin, 100%.
Oh yeah, it's been in my mind all day.
You got the
I-
the little rap at the end, like, check this, you got your pads, you got your neck, you mama scared, you'll break your neck.
Yeah.
You got it wide, you're in control, you ride the ball, you're a tubing mo. Not the cracks like beating underground, especially the groove and sound. It's bossa nolly out of sight. Best of all you can do it day and night. Yo man, you're tubing. Yes, I knew that off the top of my head.
Amazing.
It's got some good bass, you know.
Yeah, that one string fretless bass really drives the whole thing.
It does. Hey, man, it has all the notes. It's a pain in the ass to play, but they're all there.
Yeah. Easy to tune, hard to play.
Oh god. Okay, so Coming Out of Their Shells tour, like, this is like peak Turtle Mania. And like the story behind it is really kind of neat. I don't know how much we're gonna get into that original story of like how it was just how it like came to be. But like, man, like Keith and I obviously had the soundtrack when we were here. Cody, did you have it?
Mhm.
You did.
I
Actually,
did.
no,
I
I did not have it. I did not have
Oh.
the soundtrack or the VHS of the actual show. All I had was the making of Coming Out of Their Shells.
Whoa.
So you got
yeah.
a few of the good songs.
Yeah, there's a couple good ones on there. I would argue the making of is more entertaining than the actual show, but we can talk about that later.
Yeah, I mean
100
it's definitely a tighter experience for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. It's also like way more
So-
batshit crazy because they act as though the Turtles are real and approach these guys about making an album, and it's incredible.
Well, and they also like. Did you notice? There's the parts where like Mike and Raph are talking, and Raph is standing in the most like psychotic, almost doing like he's about to do like a fentanyl lean, you know, because he's like, "What the hell are you doing in that costume, bro?" Because his like head is cocked back, he's like leaning back. It's like he's gonna pass out or something.
Yeah.
Probably 'cause he's so
He just
damn
keeps
hot
going
in the
like,
costume.
yeah, cowabunga. It's not like he's not hyping up Michelangelo. He's just like doing it over him.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like, and it feels like the head is like sliding off of the costume. and he's doing that lean to kind of like slow it down.
Yeah, that's the best part of it. Like, because it's just like who reviewed this and wasn't like, oh god, we gotta review that.
Right, yeah.
Like, 'cause
The director's like, we don't do second takes. Just cut it.
like, the costume fell apart after
We
they
don't have
finished
multiple
filming.
takes.
They're like, well, that's it.
There's no other footage we can put in here. Yeah.
Guys editing it, and it's just like we have to make the one shot work.
Yep.
It's our only
No
shot.
cuts.
We have another
No
take,
cuts.
and they're like, no. The
There's
actor
even-
died after that. That was his last moments, buddy.
Later in the show, there's a part where they're rehearsing and like Donatello clearly fucks up and like walks off in disgust. And I'm like, why'd you leave that in there?
Yeah.
It's imagine. I mean, in theory, though, if it's a true behind-the-scenes documentary, that's just a moment of musician frustration, and they captured a real moment. You know,
That's true, but everything else is fake. I don't know why they kept the one real thing.
it's the little things. Oh,
Right.
God.
Okay, so
God, it's so good.
this was like a nationwide tour for this show. It so the list of appearances on Turtlepedia were September 26, 1990. And that was where it started in New York City at Radio City Music Hall, which is where the making of video takes place.
Mm-hmm.
And then the tour lasted at least until June 30th, 1991. So like a good almost year-long tour. But then there's a little asterisk down at the bottom of the tour list that says most of these dates and appearances were changed due to low ticket sales caused by the impending Gulf War and venue scandals.
Yeah, that seems kind of. I don't know how they gathered that data. Like that seems
Yeah.
kind of a stretch. Like I don't doubt that the ticket sales probably tanked because especially like word of mouth. I assume a lot of it happened. They're like, "Oh, you went and saw that with your kids. How was it?" And the parents were like, it was like 40 minutes of bullshit. Not
Right.
doing that again."
Shredder heckled my kid for 20 minutes, and then that was it.
Oh, that part I'm sure the parents love because they're
Yeah.
if I'm a dad sitting in that crowd wanting to kill myself, I'm like, that
Yeah.
bit was amazing.
Yeah.
To hell with all these
Yeah,
kids.
yeah,
Right.
fuck those kids. Yeah, get her.
God, yeah, that's probably the best part of the whole show.
Oh man, but yeah, so the tour was sponsored by Pizza Hut, which like you were able to buy the actual album through, which is where I had it. And the
Yeah,
track,
like I had it. I played it on my Fisher Price boarding stereo thing, which was sick.
oh man, I want that on a shirt, man. I want that Shell's logo on our shirt. Toy snobs, make that instead of reprinting other things.
Well, it's
Hey, I
also
picture
like
myself-
what the hell is TMNT as a brand doing? Like, how are they not routinely milking this stuff more
Yeah.
effectively?
Yeah, because it's like it is so funny because like so much of the fandom is like, ugh, like that's so gross, and it's like, nah, man, like this is what Turtles was in the '90s. Like
This is
so-
quite literally what made Turtles popular. Like, if you don't have stuff like this, you don't have the Turtles brand today.
yeah,
Full
like
stop.
yeah, like sure, it's hokey and goofy, and some on this very podcast would say the definition of mid songs. But
And they'd be wrong, and we'll
and
be
they would
run
be
out of
wrong
town
100%.
shortly.
Like this is more Ninja Turtle. Like I mean, again, as
It is the most generic early '90s pop music,
well,
like
yeah,
that.
well, hey,
No,
like, I don't
they had those.
generic,
That's the
like-
2003. That's the 2003 theme songs. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I
don't
think
wanna
you
get
throw
into-
shade at 2003 because 2003 is a very unique sound.
It does.
Is it?
But
I didn't
Is
wanna,
it
I
when
didn't
they're
wanna
aping popular
that-
music of the time again?
what popular music do they ape?
Of the 2003 theme songs?
Yeah.
Just the general like.
Nah.
Pop
Get,
punkish.
get specific with me.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna make this claim. Come on,
Have
guys.
Spencer get specific. What songs are they
No,
aping?
the onus is on you. You made the claim.
It's the same. It's literally the same. It's the same thing Spencer is saying. He just likes when they did it in the 2000s.
Well, I can tell you like specifically like there's a Beastie Boys song, there's a Beach Boys song. Like what they do in 2003?
Yeah, like Tubin is a Beach Boys song.
The 2003, they're aping the style of the time of every generic pop punk band, which are
What
themselves
pop
like
punk
generic
band was
guitars.
coming out with a song that was like,
Yeah.
That's
Well,
the one good song they did. The other songs are lame. But this like our podcast is a great example of what nostalgia actually is, kids. Like I would argue these coming out of the shells songs are good, but if people want to write it off as a bad take of nostalgia, literally everything we like on this podcast is almost purely nostalgia based, if we're being honest, because most of it is all shit at that rate.
just saying that there's that just like synthy like sound from like the 90s that like is just everything in this. Like almost all these songs are like this like very whitewashed hip hop sound from the 90s.
I
It
could
was just
say
everywhere
the
all the time.
whitewashed punk sound from the 2000s.
I mean, you can say that, anyone
But
can
like,
say
and
anything.
if they had to make a full album, they would have done the same thing. But it is interesting to see like stuff Spencer doesn't like because he doesn't have nostalgia for it, and the thing he does like because he does have
Even saying
nostalgia
that I
for it.
don't like it is like an overstatement. I just think that it just sounds like I can't remember any of these songs. Like none of them stick out to me. None of them stick
Look,
in my
I'll put it this way:
brain.
not ironically loving it or not unironically loving it. I mean, is the same as hating. I'm sorry, you're a hater. You're like the kid. You're like the kid in this who shits on the Shredder costume for not being as good as the movie.
I mean, the Shredder costume does suck in this.
Did you see those parts of it?
Because
Because the cut you watched might have cut out some of the best bits, actually.
yeah, I probably did miss that.
that.
I think I did miss a kid saying that. Yeah.
Because they have a lot of extended interviews with children, and they're just kids being kids, so they just go how they go. But that's one of my also favorite parts of this. Anyways, I forgot what we were talking about.
No Treaties is such a good song too. What a stupid name for a song, but great song.
That's the one's like no treaties after the war, right? It seems like a war crime.
Yeah.
I know. It's such a weird song.
I used to listen to this album like just on repeat all over the time.
Same. But did you know that there's a story to the actual live show, dear listener?
If you're waiting for our listeners to answer, I think it's gonna be a while. But why don't you just go ahead and tell us?
Well, I was gonna say Keith will tell you the story.
Yes, let me tell you a story.
Let me tell you a story.
So this is coming out of their shell. This was from, I guess it started in September of 1990 and went for however long, year and a half. So the Turtles have learned that they can do more good with music than with violence. So they've written an album and are going on tour. Unfortunately, Baxter Stockman and Shredder attack with some sort of time stopper and plan to suck all the music out of the world and make us all Shredder's slaves. April is on the scene and tries to warn the Turtles, but the denim jacket wearing jackasses tell her to shut her word hole and decide to keep playing music. Shredder unleashes his D-harmonic convergence converter device as the Foot Clan attacks. They're repelled by the Turtles, but April is captured. Shredder starts to suck out their life force, and the Turtles retreat. Channel 6 reporter Kip Reading then finds the Turtles as they're coming up with a plan to get back at Shredder. Shredder starts destroying all the music and goes off to find the Turtles as April sings a ballad. Shredder returns to mute April and take away all the music. The Turtles show back up with cloaking devices made from modified American Express cards. They're white vests with blinking lights that hide them from the Shredder or some crazy how. They realize that they need to believe in themselves and follow their heart, as noted by the song Follow Your Heart. With the help of the audience singing along, the Turtles defeat the Shredder through the power of song. He tries to teleport away to the Technodrome, but they plug a cable in wrong, and he's sent to some interdimensional void. April gets her voice back, and everyone sings. Roll credits.
Truly riveting stuff.
I was just dragging out my summary as long as this show was drug out.
I don't know. I think you could just stretch another 45 minutes out of it.
Right. Good Lord.
Oh boy. All right.
Do you need me to shittily walk around the back room of Radio City Music Hall and get like scared by pipes and shit while I'm doing it?
Oh man. All right. Well, let's second some times.
Hey, nice junk.
Second time around. Doing it again for the second time because it's the second time around. You know what? I hope they use that song someday. There you go.
We can work on selling the rights to either that, or we'll just keep the rights to the name of our podcast and let them use it.
I wonder if
wouldn't they just take everything from us because we're already infringing on their stuff anyways? So they're just
probably they could probably very easily just kind of exploit us that way. Yeah, they could just
in my actual dealings with them, they would if they became aware of it and didn't like it, they would literally just shut the whole podcast down.
Isn't that
Yeah.
like
They've tried to do that to my account, and they've done that to other people's accounts.
wow? In the 2012 series, didn't they have to use a second time about because they couldn't use second time around for some reason? We'll
Second
cross that
time
bridge when we get to
about
it. Yeah,
talking it
doing
about
kind
for
of
the
stuff
second
around the
time.
things. Alright.
One little Easter egg reference, and this is that Shredder makes a joke saying, "It's my party and I'll make you cry if I want to." That is a reference to the Leslie Gore song "It's My Party."
Mm.
Yeah.
Did you notice that one of the albums he destroys is by the band The Turtles?
Mhm.
They
I
sing that
did
song,
notice that. Yeah.
I can't see me
That
loving
is
nobody but
that's
you.
a reference to the band The Turtles.
Yes.
Mm. And I think he also threw, what was it? Was it a New Kids on the Block album? That's a
Yes.
reference to the band New Kids on the Block, a boy band, actually. If you guys
That
didn't
is one of
know.
the best jokes where he's like, I think they're breaking up.
Yeah.
That Shredder guy, I would like to know if those were written jokes or if he was just riffing and he's just
Just
that talented.
Yeah, just riffing, trying to piss these kids off. You know, the most he possibly
Because I would
can.
have to, because and again, it's based when you read it, it's unclear how many showings they actually did, but I would have to assume eventually he was just riffing and threw in some other lines. But who knows? It would have been cool if one of us actually went and saw it.
I asked my dad, and he said he wanted to take me, but the closest one was 3 hours away in Detroit, so we didn't make it.
How old were you at the time?
1990 would have been 2. 2.5.
I wasn't alive.
Youths.
Yeah,
But
somehow
yeah,
I don't know. The world
couldn't
was
go.
just better then for some reason.
It really was.
Correlation or cause? Who
Causation.
knows? Yeah. Yeah. Well, I would have been like 4 or whatever.
Yeah, I'm looking. If I'm thinking of the right one, I'm trying to see if there was a different Detroit. But it's like 2 days before my sister was born, also. So we probably wouldn't have gone
Shame,
either
your
way.
sister. The first of many things your sister ruined.
Right.
Yeah, because I don't remember. Because I definitely had the tape, and I remember listening to it all the time. But I assume by the time I got the tape, it would have been like on the back end of it or whatever. So I don't think it was ever in the cards for them to take me there.
What about you, Mike?
I did not get to go see it. I apparently Mandela'd myself into thinking I saw it. I met
You had all these
You
beautiful
just watched
fake
it last
memories.
night.
yeah, watching it last night really kind of like, oh, like I didn't see this. My stupid little 3-year-old brain when I met the Turtles at Universal Studios, which is one of the stops on the tour. I guess I just kind of growing up Mandela the two together.
I mean, couldn't they have been playing the show there and you saw parts of it there?
Maybe like I don't remember, and it's like my mom would definitely have known, and unfortunately she's not around anymore, so I can't ask her. But like,
Have you
I
considered
know.
using a Ouija board to get the answer?
Ooh, good idea. No, I didn't. Should have came up with that idea before the show, Cody.
The good folks at Milton Bradley make that thing for a reason.
Yeah.
That's how like Mike unwittingly gets possessed by a whole host of spirits, and he just wanted to find out about a turtle memory, and it's like a real classic horror story.
Tale as old as time.
But but no, like, and I had the album, and just like Cody, like I listened to that thing so much. Like, I know I still have the cassette somewhere. Like, I'm pretty sure it's like
Yeah,
out in a box.
same.
but man, like I still like love listening to these songs every now, like, and in doing the research for this episode, like just listening to the soundtrack again, oh, it's so good. It's such a good soundtrack.
I swear I didn't have that soundtrack, but I also have this picture of me as a kid in front of the billboard at Pizza Hut. I'm holding money.
with
I have
like
to assume I
with
was
like
I was
12
taking it too.
cassettes in your hand, and you're
Yeah. Well, I'm holding money. It looks like. So I don't
Yeah.
know if I was like, well, I'll just keep the
Trying to
money.
buy
'cause
it,
I'm
or-
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what happened there, but
So so what's really interesting is like in the making of, there's a second set of turtle costumes. There's the show costumes with like the really ugly heads that everyone knows, and like the denim vest and everything. And then there's the animatronic heads that we were mentioning earlier, with where like with Raph like looking like it was sliding off of his head. Like, and those are, that whole costume is styled more like the movie costume, with like the kind of padding on the plastron and the specific designs of the head.
yeah. And I think they
Which I-
also, if they're fairly similar to some, because remember some of the toy commercials, they had costumes like that. I think they're
yeah, and Turtlepedia
fairly close to.
lists that as like them being used for toy commercials too. So
yeah, it's the
like,
one where like Mike
Yeah.
and Leo have the star and the whatever other shape on their eye, and weirdly
Yeah.
enough, like they use them like in footage in the show of like the turtles backstage. To use those costumes
Yeah.
instead of the ones that are on stage, which is
Yeah, because
very
like yeah, in
awkward,
the
but-
show they're like the back. Because I guess it makes kind of sense because they're kind of like normal stock turtles at that rate a little bit.
Yeah. But they're also wearing shoes in those costumes too, but they're like giant, like shoes sized for giant turtle men, whereas like
Yeah,
the
'cause it makes
show
sense,
costume
'cause these-
shoes are just like white tennis shoes.
They have like, and they're also like Rob Liefeld feet, where they kind of just
Yeah.
and.
What's interesting watching that making of is like their shoes change in like every shot. Like sometimes they have the shoes micro describing, sometimes they just have tennis shoes, sometimes they have like leg warmers and no shoes. Like they clearly change the costumes a whole lot right at the very end.
And sometimes they have regular turtle feet. Like
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it shows the difficulty and relative shoddiness of the costumes. Because like as bad as the costumes look now, like it's no small feat to like make them back in the day and have them like be in use. Let alone even if you're not thinking about like the comfort of the people inside of them, which I'm sure was hell.
Right.
for, like-
Yeah, that making of, they do a show on top of Radio City Music Hall. I'm sure afterwards they're like, guys, we're sweating our asses off up here. Like, make something lighter.
Yeah.
And yeah.
It would
They
have
have,
been
like,
so
full
cool if
shells
there
and
was a
everything.
if there was a true making of, if they would have had the foresight to do that.
And so like since then there's two like really good two really good pieces on it. Like Secret Galaxy did a fantastic little video kind of breaking that down, and he mentions like, yeah, like the turtle costumes on stage don't have shells because it's like that would be unthinkable to make people perform for 2 hours in that turtle costume straight. And then GameSpot has a fantastic article where they interviewed one of the people who created the show, and goes through that whole. I linked it in our group chat. I wish I had seen it sooner, but like just went through the process of like how they got the show. Like they literally were like, Hail Mary called Kevin and Peter and were like, hey, we got an idea. And they're like, cool, whatever, $50,000 please for the licensing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It's crazy to me because I was also thinking like a lot of other stuff you can see like Kevin and Peter like designs at some point, like even like Next Mutation, like Kevin Eastman has done a Venus design and stuff, but like I'd never seen them do anything with this at all, which is weird.
So it seems like they literally just signed off on it and then just kind of were like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Just getting that payday.
Yeah.
I mean, back then, yeah, that's kind of what all they did.
And it's always presented as like this was some huge failure, but like it had a sequel called Getting Down in Your Town that went to like Six Flags, and like Casey Jones was in it. You can find a video of that. So like clearly it was successful in some rate.
Yeah, I mean the album went triple platinum.
That is wild.
Yeah, I mean, it was like the height of Turtle Mania. And you can see, like, and again, like, who knows how sold out the other shows were, but like the first show they filmed was pretty poppin'.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, the impending Gulf War did
Yeah.
change people.
What an
God, that's
incredible
such
thing.
As
classic.
Turtlepedia mentioned.
That's the most Turtlepedia of Turtlepedia notes, where it's like, who did a report? And they're like, yeah, we found the Gulf War really hurt turtle concert sales. And it's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, that's like a 4th grade book report fact. That's not an actual fact. Like,
Do they have a source on that?
They don't, unfortunately.
of course not.
Because I'm sure, like, like clearly, like when the like stuff like that starts hurting the economy, you could probably extrapolate, you know, like consumer spending went down or whatever, blah 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 went up. But it's like it's such a specific claim. It's like
Yeah.
who's
As though Saddam himself bought up all the tickets. Yeah. That's crazy.
let's no, it actually it does list a interview with David Shatraw. Golf.
Oh, so David Shatra, while you're looking that up, a couple actors. David Shatra, he's Michelangelo. He's also, if you ever watched the show Titus back in the early 2000s, he was Tommy, the like neurotic best friend of the main character.
David Shatraw?
Yeah, David
Interesting.
Shatra.
Oh,
Yeah.
Interesting.
He's a fantastically funny person. There's also Raphael at some point is Eric Anzalone. I'm sorry I'm mispronouncing that. He was the biker from the Village People. And then April's understudy is Michelle Schumacher, who's a accomplished director now, but she's also J.K. Simmons' wife.
Well,
Interesting.
remember, it's not who played them; those were their vocal coaches.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
right.
I do like the
So
artifice. Okay. No, sorry. Go
this
on.
whole thing, they really tried to push the story that the turtles are real people. So it's like whenever people would interview the turtles were actually the people you were talking to. You weren't talking to any actors, like, and the listed people who played the turtles in this show are credited as vocal coaches, even the ones that play like April. And it's crazy.
Okay. Let's see here. So apparently, Turtlepedia isn't too far off base. So it's an interview with Shatraw. What was the coming out of a Cheryl's tour experience like for you? It was pretty crazy. The show had its own roadies. These guys had just come off tour with ZZ Top. The show had 9 semi-trucks of equipment traveling across the United States with stage sets and pyrotechnics. We were supposed to spend a week in each major city that we traveled to. Then something happened. The Gulf War broke out. The minute that happened, everything went downhill. Venues started canceling on us. We had to downscale the show, taking it from 9 semi trucks with all the equipment down to just 2 trucks. We ended up down 140 one night shows across the United States. People just weren't willing to send their kids out to the show. Nobody wanted to celebrate due to the Gulf War. So the show that was filmed for Radio City Music Hall for the pay-per-view special was literally the last of our big shows. We performed there in New York City, and from there the show was downscaled, and we began doing shows across the country in community centers and high school gyms.
Wow.
But yeah, and apparently, like, before that, I guess people took war very, very seriously back then. Now it's like we're in 12 wars, whatever. It's like,
Yeah.
No, remember, 8 of them are ended.
I mean, you know,
yeah.
it's basically been just the Gulf War forever, right? I mean, at the
Yeah,
end of the
we're
day,
still
I
technically
guess
in
That's
the Gulf
also
War.
fair. Like it never ended. But apparently the idea of the show, though, it was so booming that it was approved instantly, and they didn't even have to, like, the producers didn't even have to explain or try. They just got like instant approval, and Pizza Hut was immediately in, and it sold
Yeah.
out in minutes at Radio City Music Hall.
It's wild.
Both
It's crazy
Little
to think this is
Caesars-
the same year as the first movie coming out, like several months later. But what a wild
Both
time.
Little Caesars and Domino's turned down sponsorship for.
The
Fools.
fools. Wasn't Domino's involved with the movie though?
Yeah, I mean that
Yeah,
was
yeah.
that was the pizza place they were ordering from in the movie.
Interesting. Domino's really messed up. That's why Pizza Hut was king back then. They were
Yeah.
smart.
I've heard Robert, what's his name? Robert Ben Garant, Junior from Reno 911. Him and Michael Ian Black, who's another famous comedian, were like the go before and hype up the crowd crew.
Yeah,
like, before the
that's
actual
I
show
was
get
about
there.
to bring that up actually. They were
Oh, yeah.
like that they were doing promotional. They were the promotional turtles ahead of it.
Yeah, and one of them mentioned how I think it was in Mexico City. They were like on top of a Pizza Hut, and like just for miles around, there were kids surrounding them. Like they were so hyped to see the Ninja Turtles. It's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. Like that's the art. Like in Michael Ian's Substack, he talks about it. Thousands of people. They were at a ice cream shop in Juarez.
Okay, cool.
And so they were in the shop, and then they had to move to the roof, Let It Be style, like the Beatles.
It's amazing.
He says, "Yet somehow I never got laid."
I saw him. He was on some talk show recently, and his co-host found out that he was one of those turtles, and she's like, "I'm never gonna stop making fun of you for that." and he was like,
Yeah.
"Ask me what my favorite pizza is." She's like, "What's your favorite pizza?" And he gets right in character. He goes, "Free pizza." It's amazing.
See, like I would
Yeah,
love to. I would
it's a
love to
great
meet one of
read.
these actors. I would love to meet one of these actors and just like ask them about this show
Yeah,
and have them be like, "Oh my god."
I gotta read this whole interview from
Yeah, it's
David
really good
Shatra.
because he
It's
says the
amazing.
costumes you weren't supposed to wear them for more than like 20 minutes.
Which does kind of explain like why the turtles have to go off stage for so long.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he said he wore the thing for an hour, and he had to be carried to an adjoining room because he had passed out. So
Yeah.
my joke about the RAF guy passing out probably is true.
He was, yeah. The suit was just so stiff. He was still standing there, and the animatronics were just like kind of wigging out.
No, like when you look back and watch it, it does look like he's about to collapse. Like he's like just
Amazing. Oh my god.
the things
Just-
people did for Turtle Mania.
Yeah. I mentioned the first movie earlier. Splinter in this, we learned that he did start as a rat, and he has his ear cut, much like the first movie. So weird continuity there.
Yeah, I mean they can't break the
Also,
lore.
Turtles is experiencing some weird like musical phenomenon because those episodes of the '87 series with Howie, the guy that wrote those terrible musicals for the Turtles, both of those aired like a week before this started. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but it's weird.
I mean, like back then, even more so now, like music was like it was like a super popular thing.
Yeah.
Almost in like a real quaint, like wholesome sense, where it's like, oh, it's good to show the kids music or what.
Yeah. Speaking of continuity, we do have White Baxter.
Yeah.
So in the 87-ish universe,
hmm
because Krang
Also
and the
not quite because their origin is like the movie and comic book origin.
No, right, but Krang and the Technodrome are also mentioned, so it's like and
Yeah.
Dimension X, so it's like it's a weird mishmash of both continuity.
Yeah. It also weirdly, I watched the sequel, the Getting Down in Your Town with Casey Jones. It weirdly continues the story where it starts with Shredder still in the interdimensional void, and they pull him out of it. It's like what a weird thing to assume that everyone had watched the first show of this weird musical thing, and they came in with working knowledge of that to watch a different show at Six Flags. Like,
Right.
That's crazy.
What a very specific,
Oddly specific. Yeah. It's still just as terrible. Donatello, while he's fighting, he says, one thing you don't know is Bo, which is a reference to the famous Bo Jackson Nike commercials, Bo knows football. So, how many strippers do you think were in those costumes?
At least 7.
Yeah, I would agree.
And
Yeah,
two of them were the alligators.
yeah. Donatello definitely was one. I'm just positive. I kept thinking too, like some of those guys, like I'm sure they trained for years and went to like college and special schools and
I went to Juilliard for
weekends
this.
and nights learning how to dance to be the two pizza guys and that deliver them pizza and like do all these
Yeah.
flips and shit. Like I think about that sometimes. Like you dedicated your entire life to your craft, and this is the result of it.
I mean, yeah, but it's also like a gig's a gig. So like
Yeah,
seemingly, like you're
yeah.
on one of the most like the hugest properties at the time. It's like, eh,
What do you guys think? Do
no.
they need to bring, left hula alligator into the IDW universe?
It wasn't. I don't
Because
feel like a
Honestly,
clear
they
winner.
could have during the band arc. You know,
Yeah.
I
they
mean, but
had a
like,
whole
like
band
this
arc
is,
right there.
I feel like this is your chance to give Leatherhead a redemption arc. He meets left hula alligator, and he's like, you know what? Mutants aren't an abomination anymore. I'm in love.
I love
And
it. I don't feel like there was a clear winner of the alligators, but there was one that got her tail stuck. I think twice even. On the like elevator thing they come out of. I didn't notice that.
there you go.
Yeah, the elevator things must have been a small nightmare to
Yeah.
deal with all the time. But apparently
should
it wasn't a
mention-
problem for long because
Right.
if they rapidly downscaled the show.
Right. So we already mentioned Leo plays a one-string bass, fretless. Donatello plays the keyboard. His keys are triple thickness so that he doesn't hit multiple keys at the same time. Michelangelo plays a guitar with 2 or 3 strings, I forget, because he's only got 3 fingers.
I think it's
Raphael, yeah, must be 3. Raphael plays the drums, and every instrument, by the way, also plays itself if they're not playing, Milli Vanilli style. He plays the
'cause,
drums.
yeah, Donnie programmed him smartly.
Yeah, he plays the drums and the saxophone. I want to point out that there's not a single saxophone toot in the entire thing. I don't know why they give him a saxophone, but there's that.
Maybe like on the actual like album, there's something that happens there.
You tell me. You listen to it all the time.
I can't
mean,
think
it's
of a
been-
segment.
I mean, it could be like I'm not like the most like music talented guy, but yeah, there's no overt saxophone, but maybe they worked it in mildly. And also, it's
No
just
overt
cool. It's a
sexual
cool,
references.
yeah,
No
it's a cool,
sexual-
it's a cool band thing.
I have to assume it's so that he could walk around with something.
so we could
as
walk
opposed to-
straight.
Yeah, as opposed to like carrying an entire drum set around with him. Like, throw this saxophone on, kid. Yeah.
Oh man.
That's all I have for second times to around.
Yeah, like this show's like got a lot of fascinating history. Like read the Shatra interview, read the one on GameSpot. Like just fascinating stuff.
Yeah, peak Turtle Mania. Because like as much as you look back and you're like, oh, what a goofy, horrible time. Like kids at the time eat that crap up.
Oh, I would have eaten the shit out of this. Yeah.
For
All
sure.
right.
I'm
So
sure
hard
like
you
the
thought
like
you did.
Yeah,
actually
I know,
watching
I
the
thought I
show,
did.
Yeah.
I'm sure like as a kid there in the show, I'm sure it would have been a nightmare because you're just like, oh my god, where's
Yeah.
the turtles?
Well,
I'm gonna
yeah.
beat someone with the
Speaking of
plastic
that,
nunchuck they gave me.
let's let Spencer get some anchovies on his pizza.
No anchovies. You put anchovies on this thing and you're in big trouble, okay? I can't let you know.
Honestly, it is what it is, right? It's a kid's music production that's on a stage. But they do a lot to try and like keep it interesting for you as you're watching it on camera. Like all of the weird camera angles, like constantly like tilting it sideways and everywhere else. And I imagine again, it was probably to try and make this visually interesting, a stage show on movie.
So
But-
many
Yeah, because this was like a live a pay-per-view broadcast.
Yeah, but so many tilted cameras all the time, and it kind of got annoying. I don't know. I also feel like the fight choreography that leaves a little bit to be desired. It was was pretty lackluster. Granted, that wasn't the point of the show. It was a music show that was anti-violence. Despite
Well,
also,
I don't think it was that. I just think the suit performers didn't want to literally kill themselves from exhaustion in the suits.
yeah.
Sorry, it wasn't dark and gritty enough.
I mean,
No, I
but
don't know.
that's the thing, though, right?
They do actually punch and stuff. Like they don't have their weapons, but I was actually because especially like one of the things at the time was like after the first movie, parents like flipped out apparently to some degree, and that's why the second movie is so toned down because they're like, wow, this is teaching our kids to be brutal fighters or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So in this show, like it's goofy looking, but they are like throwing punches and whatnot. Like Shredder gets punched multiple times.
Yeah, they throw more physical punches in this show than 2000. Like,
sure, yeah, you can say made up facts, right? Thoughts that you had.
I mean, I'm not. I mean, go back and watch how many punches connect in 2003 without going to white.
Yeah. Like
Without
it
going
is
to
funny though,
Anyway.
because like you see the audience full of children, and I personally don't care, but like given the standards of the time, I did think it was interesting that it was as quote unquote violent as it is. Knowing the outcry that people had about the movies and their children, because these aren't like 10-year-olds. These very look like they're like babies. They're like 5.
Yeah. But there is still something kind of funny about like we're gonna do a show with the Ninja Turtles featuring the Ninja Turtles, but the whole point of it is we're gonna not fight. Like they gave up their weapons. Yeah. It's like at what point are you kind of like losing everything this originally was? You just have these guys with the headbands on here singing music.
Oh, Spencer, but also later shows they didn't have like Shredder actually there or the Foot Soldiers, so they were even fighting less.
Like Spencer specifically says like he taught them the how like music is the most powerful weapon and stuff like
then why'd he train them to use weapons in the first place?
Yeah. Why did you train the turtles to kill Shredder with music?
Yeah.
I trained you with the lesser law first, and now we will move on. We will ascend to music from weapons.
It's like, listen, you guys are terrible songwriters. Take these swords and avenge me.
Like, you know what? Yeah, like just use the swords, use the nunchucks.
Just use it. God, put the piano away and grab the 2 sticks. I can never tell who is singing, and the shitty animatronics do not help whatsoever. It really bugs me.
Yeah, like it's usually just Raph or Mikey. Like Leo and Donnie don't have any songs listed as them singing it. Like they sing backup in most songs, but it's really hard to tell. Like even the difference between Raph and Mikey sometimes.
Yeah, I can't tell at all.
But Raph does have more songs credited.
Because they explain how he's the musical one. Yeah, he's really.
Yeah. But Mikey writes the
heart of
word.
the band.
He wrote the music. I wrote the word.
Yeah.
I think also, I know you guys like the Shredder taunting the kids thing. I thought it was incredibly boring. And he's also like he's like, what's your name? And the kid's like, Ben. He's like, Benjamin. Is that your sister? He's like, no, it's my cousin. What? It's my cousin. What? She's my cousin. It's your cousin? What? You couldn't get a date? Like the kid doesn't even know what a date is. Like he's just looking confused.
That's the best
like,
part because that's for the parents to enjoy.
It was funny because like I was waiting for like Shredder to make like a stupid like that's your mom or like that's your sister. Tell her she's pretty hot or something like some stupid joke like that.
Well, he does do something like that. I forget exactly why, but he's like he invites a kid's mom on stage or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or like to take them back to like his lair or something. Like
yeah.
So
No, to take her back to the Technodrome.
That's right.
Oh,
his lair. But it's like the bit goes on for so and like even the parts with just April on stage, like her song is really good, but like it's so boring when the turtles aren't there.
I
Because
was
it's
so
just
bored
it's
through like half of this.
And like
It's
it
just a
does
bunch
make
of
sense because the
uncoordinated
turtles probably did
people.
literally need like a break, but it does baffle
Yeah.
me that um they designed that show that way, because it's like you have a theater full of kids, and granted a lot of the kids have weapons and they're just swinging them around crazily, as you can see the camera point to, right? Like the amount of spinning chucks they gave to those kids is wild. Like
Oh,
I
yeah.
imagine kids were just getting clocked in the head left and
Oh
right in
yeah,
that
that one
audience.
kid. I swear the whole show he was doing it. I'm like, you had to sleep really well that night, dude.
Yeah, because it's like, yeah, I just imagine being the parent in the crowd, because you're like, I'm gonna take my kids to see a Turtle concert. It's awesome. Large parts of it, like that first, you're like, yeah, this is badass, and then they're like, good news, parents, we're gonna stall for like 30 minutes. It's like, and
I
I
was
think
so
at some point
terribly
they do
bored
a
through like half of it.
intermission. It's hard to tell. Like if like because they're doing like the planned segments where it's like they're being interviewed, but it seems like they like do like an intermission in the concert, because there's the point where like Shredder like takes over, right, and it's like everything goes black or whatever. So I feel like, I wonder if they did a true intermission or if that was just a bit for the show.
I think it probably was an intermission. I think didn't they put the other reporter going through the back halls of Radio City Music Hall during that time?
Yeah. And they
So
interview some kids, because I assume at some point they're like, okay, we got to give these kids an intermission or they're gonna like pee everywhere,
yeah,
or whatnot. And then it's like, how much time do you give to, hundreds of kids? You probably need like a lot more time. And so it's like baked into that. So like the logistics of it are very interesting.
yeah. I was amazed. It's an
And
hour and
like,
a half long. It's incredibly long. Like
Such a long
just
show.
ridiculous.
Yeah, no, it felt like it really drugged
The-
on and on.
the light, which did you watch? So you watched the VHS version?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Because it's actually longer. If you watch like the broadcast version, it is like 2 hours and 8 minutes.
I'm glad I didn't watch the broadcast
Yeah.
version.
Which
The hour and a half
again,
was
but
enough.
and it seems like, I don't think it was like pre-planned segment where it's like they filmed this and then added it onto it, because it's like he's interviewing the kids or whatever. So there's like a good the first like, I don't know, like 10 minutes are just, it's that reporter guy talking and interviewing kids and riffing. So you get like much more of him. But yeah, like it's such a um, it's such a puzzling thing. Like if they were, and like it seems like interviewing the guys, they were like, oh, I'm a big fan of Broadway and Broadway shows, and so maybe they weren't quite smart enough to realize their audience, in a very ironic way, because it's like, who do you think your audience would be? But how they like mapped out the show is fairly terrible. Because I was telling Mike this, it's like the album is a banger, so you could literally just have him play through the album, and like you could have a tight, because the album's like 30 minutes, or right. Um, Even if you add story to it, you could have a pretty damn tight show. It's like a pretty good romp, but why they saw fit to be like, no, we need to kill time for like 12 minutes at a time.
I
We need
gotta
to
think
spice
it's
into
just
some
like
more
the
stuff.
actors are in the back just fueling up on water stuff, which you would think they could have more than just the four turtles, the four actors, and several suits and cycle them through.
Yeah.
But
Well, there's that, but I don't even think I think that's part of it, but it's not like they come back, because they're gone for like a long time. And even the times they come back, they're still like dicking around, because like they come back a little bit, and they're like, they keep popping in and out of the floor, because they come up and Splinter's like, no, it's not time. And it's like, what?
yeah,
Why isn't it time?
Like,
Like, what the hell are you doing?
what?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and
No, it's time. Like you hype,
They
because they
go-
get the kids chanting, they get the kids all pumped up, and you're like, okay, you've worked the crowd, bring the turtles back, and they're like, nope, hold it, hold it.
hold, stretch. There's like the directors in the
Yeah.
back doing the like stretch motion. Like, yeah.
Because at some point you can tell they do kind of lose the audience. Because at some point the kids are freaking out on Shredder, you know, because Shredder's
Mhm.
like antagonizing the kids, which is glorious. And then you're like, okay, now they'll bring the turtles back, but it goes for like 15 more minutes.
Yeah, it's agonizing. When did the turtles show up and they have a cloaking device that they weirdly insert like an American Express ad in the middle of it that Donatello used the American Express cards and like reverse the polarity on the magnetic strip or something. And they're like, never leave home without it. It's like, what the fuck are we? This is for kids. What are you doing here? Like,
They gotta pay the
so
bills,
weird.
baby.
There's also the last like true anchovy I have is Shredder. He claims that he's locked all the doors so that no one can get out. And I watched this at 4 a.m. My daughter couldn't sleep. I was up with her. She was sleeping on me. And this was another part that I kept like rewinding and watching again. But Shredder, he says, I've locked all the doors. No one can escape. Now everyone get out of here. And he turns around and walks away. It's like, what? Wait, which one is it though? Did you totally lose the narrative?
They go into the out of the auditorium, but they can go into the foyer or whatever and mingle around.
You stop with your damn logic.
Or the basement. Apparently, there's also like a basement, which I don't understand how that works in a big auditorium.
Well, I think that's kind of a standard thing. It's like a place to prep and whatnot. So,
But yeah, Shredder's clearly not thinking it through.
My only other like thing, I guess, complaint that I have is Shredder's song. First off, I think it's just kind of like you have this guy hating music, and he sings a song about hating music,
classic.
and then it also just sounds terrible. It just
He
sounds
thinks
awful.
he doth protest too much.
Yeah.
He wants to be the only music.
Yeah, there's a reason that one didn't make it onto the album. My other complaint is not enough album was in the show.
You know what
That's
one of my
true.
complaints
That's fair.
is that coming out of their shells, the song, the album only has like the acoustic version and not the kick-ass rock and roll version that's on the
I
show.
think
Yeah.
there might have been like an alternate version of the album you could buy or whatever.
Hey kids,
I
do you want the
assume
good
it, or
version or the
maybe-
shit version?
Yeah. So there was a single released that had that some like dine-in Pizza Huts had because they used to have jukeboxes, and so there was a
Mhm.
rock version, which is the one in the show, and then there's a dance mix of Count on Us on it.
Oh shit.
But the but yeah, the only one on the album is the acoustic version of Coming Out of Our Shells, which isn't a bad song on its own either, but man, that rock version.
Yeah, much better.
Mhm. Especially considering they're all like, hair band out for the time. Though I guess those bands also had like ballads too, but
Any other ants to Chovy?
I wonder if the rock version is on YouTube because the whole album is on YouTube, all 10 songs.
it's also on like Amazon Music and whatnot.
Yeah, I used to
Really?
listen to it on Spotify.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
It made my end of the year playlist
Yeah,
one
that's
time. I was
fine.
like, what the hell am I doing with my life? Like,
There's no shame in it, Keith. But
I
yeah,
was really
it's up
surprised
as
at
like
the
an actual real album.
yeah, I was surprised that the week I spent listening to nothing but Whitney Houston didn't skew my results at all, but whatever.
That's just the anti Whitney Houston
Right.
band.
It is.
All right, we get to talk about what we love then.
Let's
Let's
do
do
it.
it.
I love being a turtle.
I love how they tell everyone about how amazing their instruments are and then proceed not to play them and just clap. Like
Yeah, although like the parts when they do, they're actually pretty good at like air guitaring with them.
yeah, no, like the faking guitar, they do pretty decent job.
Yeah.
They do it more in the behind the scenes one because you actually see, ironically, the behind the scenes making of, you do get more musical performances weirdly.
Wild.
And they're actually like quite good. Like for being in like a turtle suit and on the edge of fainting, they're actually pretty good at like I was impressed like how well they are like following the song and whatnot. Which I don't know if I assume maybe they have like earpieces or something, but it's actually pretty impressive because like given the conditions.
I'm impressed with like how like the choreography's not, I don't think, amazing. I'm not a musical guy or whatever, but like I'm amazed how many different moves they did for each different song, and they did them together. I assume they can't hardly see shit, you know, so like hitting their marks and stuff, like they did an impressive job with all that.
I mean, to be fair, it is a very empty stage, so it's like it's easy for them to kind of get around. It is a lot more complicated when like the fight scenes happen, and it's like, oh man, like these guys are actually doing pretty well in those suits.
Or even just like getting back to the elevator thing. Like, there's no way in hell I would ever be able to find that. Are you kidding me? like, or getting on the surfboard,
It's actually,
carrying out the surfboard and getting on it. Like, that's incredible.
Yeah.
The anticipation of taking the helmet off is probably extreme motivation, so they become like
I got 10 more minutes.
Supremely motivated to
I
find.
can do this.
Like, if I don't find the soul, I'm gonna die.
God.
So they Do you think the turtles were like the people who were doing the singing? They were there like behind singing live because it does sound. And again, I'm like watching like the mix of it or whatever. But it does sound like they're singing live, you know, like it doesn't sound blatantly pre-recorded.
So there's one part where Raph starts singing, and it's clearly still got like the modulation that Shredder was using. Because I assumed it was all pre-recorded or whatever, but I don't.
Yeah, I mean Shredder and April are definitely singing and talking for real.
Yeah, but then when Raph starts singing, I forget which song it is, but he starts singing a song, and it starts with him. He's got the same like metallic modulator that Shredder does to make his voice sound like that. So I was like, well, maybe it is live. Maybe it is the guy in the suit. But if it's the guy in the suit, why is he constantly holding the microphone away from his mouth while he's singing? I don't understand.
Well, I would assume like
I'm a little confused about how it was actually put on.
I don't think you could sing well inside the suit. I think it would sound like it would fuck up the sound of it, right? So I have to assume like the people in the suits are just performers miming it, and they had like the actual people behind the set or something singing.
That would make sense.
Is my guess because like there's no way. Yeah, I think so. I think they would do all of it, but that would mean, and I'm pretty sure it's Cam Clark doing like the voice of Leo, right?
No,
I swear to God, it's Cam Clark.
If that's not Cam Clark, that's the best impression. Like that's like 1-to-1 good. Like,
well, that's actually like that's another thing I really liked was like the voice cast in here is pretty solid. Like they have
because also Splinter. If that's not literal Leo and Splinter, I think you're lying to me.
Like they're not listed though as like part of this, which is what's wild because
could it be like a union thing where it's like you're not supposed to do this?
I think like we're far enough away now that like that kind of stuff would have been revealed by now, but like it is baffling if that isn't them because like these guys sound like better as these characters than the like ones trying to do those characters in Turtles Forever.
For sure, yeah, because like in the other Turtle, it's just Leo and Splinter that it's like, oh, that's dead on. So if that's not them, that's incredible. But it has to be.
That's the best Cam Clark and Peter Renaday impression in the world. Because I thought the same thing. I'm like, that's definitely Cam Clark. That's definitely probably Peter Renaday. The rest of them, I don't think so. But
yeah, no, because the rest of them aren't at all. And I was just wondering, like, and it makes sense because maybe they couldn't get all the actors or whatever. But it is strange that they're not like credited otherwise anywhere, or even like it's not even like Turtlepedia talks about it. But
yeah, the next time we see you're at a convention and Cam Clark is there, if you get to meet him, if someone could just ask him for us, I'd appreciate it because I mean, it is dead on the same voice. So if it's not him, it's super impressive.
Yeah. I will
But
ask.
because I can't imagine the people in the suit were actually talking, because that's just like too stressful to like, because like singing and dancing under normal conditions is already taxing enough. But there's like no way you're in that suit actually belting it out, or you
Yeah.
would
So I'm
die.
skimming that David Shatra. I really should have read this beforehand. I wish I knew this existed. But he says they wanted us to come back to lip sync the song and dance along with it. So I'm assuming he was not the one singing the song while he was dancing, but who knows?
Yeah, because the mouths do move ish, so I would assume it's like connected to their jaw or something.
Yeah,
Um,
maybe. Huh.
but yeah, very impressive suit work though. Either way,
Yeah, like they're ugly, but like
They move well.
they function very well, and it's like, you know, they're readable as like the turtles are moving, and the mouths aren't perfect. Obviously, they're just kind of flapping up and down, but it's like they work. And for a
yeah,
stage performance where you're, you know, hundreds of feet away from the stage, it looks fine.
oh yeah, I would have flipped my lid to see as a kid, because I think those suits are actually really well done. The behind the scenes suits are horrific,
Like
to say the
plastic.
least.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're like hard plastic. Yeah, they look pretty bad.
Yeah, like those ones aren't good, but these ones are legit good. I do think I was like I've had to reevaluate like NECA's versions. I think NECA made them even more horrific and scary. Like
Yeah.
they're like straight up like horror. They're like it's like Five Nights at Freddy's turtles coming to kill
I think
you.
part of it I
Um,
think part of it is like NECA used the movie turtles bodies, which like, yeah, of course, like that those are the best bodies to use for this. But like they don't have
yeah.
like they don't have the same like body proportions.
And there's just enough goofiness to it, but they like there's like the heads that the costumes they actually used are like just shy of the line of being completely horrifying.
Yeah.
But I think they actually did pretty good. Although Mikey's bandana they weren't paying attention to, because like his little like jacket reads as orange very well, but his bandana is very indistinguishable from Raph.
Yeah, I do like that they gave them all big armbands with their initial on it, so you can tell who's who.
Yeah, like oddly, like
Very
they both did the show very incompetently in some ways, like the pacing and whatnot. But then other designs where they're like, oh, we need to give them armbands so you can tell who it is because the colors are off. It's like oddly
Yeah.
brilliant.
Well, they did that with the ones in the like the earlier ones in the making of video. It's only Leo and Michelangelo who have like an eyepiece to tell them apart from their, cool color, warm color brother. So,
from
it's
their non-eyepiece brothers.
right, exactly. Yeah. Because like when Mike and Raph are standing next to each other and Raph is about to pass out, like you could swear they're the same exact character. Although
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed, this is the first time I noticed this watching it this earlier today. Their bandanas in that making of, they have like sparkles in them. They have like polka dots or something. It's really weird.
They're glam rocked out.
Yeah, totally. It's amazing. I will say too, I love that the Pizza Power song like transcends this show. Like it was used in the Turtles in Time arcade game. Like if I go turn it on right now, it'll play in the background.
Yeah,
It's pretty
yeah.
amazing. Yeah.
No, I'm telling you, the album was successful. Like I think like obviously Pizza Hut boosted it as much as possible. And like in this they talk about like Pizza Hut did like the largest marketing campaign ever or whatever.
Yeah.
Which Pizza Hut at their prime was a force to be reckoned with.
God, could you imagine fucking Book It and Turtles album in the same night? Your little 6-year-old brain would explode.
Yeah. Yeah. Like it's kind of hard to think, like that's another thing about like the 90s that's hard to grasp these days as culture is so fractured or whatever. It's like something like Pizza Hut was truly like the place for pizza for all intents and purposes. Like the dominance was crazy.
This is the last thing I love about this. Well, I got two stories. One, I remember getting that making of video at Kmart in Bellevue. It was up on a big hill. It's long since gone. It's now Bellevue University, but I remember they had this big AV section, and they had just a wall of televisions all playing like they were connected, so that when you watch the Macarena on it, it was just like one big person grabbing another person's butt. It was amazing. And they had
Oh,
this
that's
like,
cool. Like they actually synced them up properly.
yeah. It was the entire wall of that. It was amazing. And they had this like circular display of shelves, and I found this on it. And mind you, I was living in Nebraska. We moved here when I was in first grade, so I'm like 7. This is like 95, well after this tour was over. I found this VHS. My grandma was visiting. She said she would buy me something, so I handed it to her. I'm like, "Can I get this?" And she asked my dad if it would be too scary for me. And he's like, "No, it's Ninja Turtles. Buy it." Like, very early core memory for me. Um, my other thing is
But you
like
felt like dark and edgy because you're like,
yeah,
Grandma
totally,
thinks this is
totally.
hardcore.
Grandma let me buy this shitty ass VHS of a tour I've never heard of. Um, the making of a tour I've never heard of.
That was also the thing back then. Like you just didn't know about shit. Like
Exactly, yeah. It was magical. I was like, I've never heard of this. I'd like to go see this if it's still around. I'm like, no, it ended 5 years ago. Um, I'm now that was when I was a little kid. Now I'm entering my sentimental old man phase, right? And so
Mhm.
it's hard for me now to like really shit on this because when they pan out to the crowd, like I've always heard like this was such a disaster. Nobody liked it. Nobody wanted it. Ticket sales were low. You look at the Oprah Winfrey thing, them on
Yeah,
like
yeah.
doing their
Go
media thing, and
for it.
all the kids are like horrified. None of the kids are excited for it. But like when they pan out to the kids, like those kids they are fucking into it, man. Like they're losing
No,
their
and
shit
when they're
over seeing the
interviewing the
turtles.
kids too, like a good example is like remember like last week we're watching like the Will Arnett promotional thing where it's like they had to kidnap a family. Um
Yes.
this one it's like clearly they were like, "Do you kids want to be on camera?" And like 800 kids were like, "Hell yes. I'll
Yeah.
tell you about Raph."
Oh yeah. And that kid whipping his nunchuck the entire time, like they're loving it, man. Like the amount of joy I
And
feel
it's
like this
also
brought to little kids' lives, like I can't shit on it too much because what an experience!
absolutely.
What a defining experience for those kids. It's
Also
amazing.
girls, boys, like it's like
Oh,
they have a great
a whole spread diversity of kids. No one's
yeah,
left
yeah,
out
yeah.
in that crowd unless they couldn't afford the ticket. Um, you know, but
Or the
man,
Gulf
it's
War.
No,
amazing.
yeah.
Or the Gulf War. Yeah.
Yeah, I do think like if you want to understand, if you want to see like a bit of what Turtle Mania was like, this is a great example of it. Just because you see
Yeah.
like the interviews with the kids and like how jazzed the kids are, like that is what Turtle Mania was, where it's like literally every kid you know knows Ninja Turtles and is into Ninja Turtles, whether they actually like it or they like it because their friends like it and it's the popular thing to do.
Hmm.
Like it's very hard these days. Maybe it's like a good a parallel would be like Bluey or something that like truly like caught on in a crazy way.
Yeah.
But
Ooh,
it's
you
like
know what?
everybody was into turtles.
The Bluey live show at Disneyland draws the same kind of crowds as these
That's
kids.
amazing. That's
I
the
get
thing
it.
too. Is
What
like
was the
real
do you
quick,
know
just
like the British band like the Wiggles?
the Wiggles. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Australian. No.
They're all the same.
I was gonna say like the way that like this is bad, but it's bad in the way that I expected it to be, and it's bad the way that I expect like you know Frozen Live or Paw Patrol on Ice to be. But it's because I'm an old man and I'm not a little kid still full of whimsy, and it's great to like see these little kids losing their minds over this. Their parents are happy spending time with them. Like it's magical. It's magical to watch it.
Yeah,
I
because
love
you
it.
get to be like the cool parent because you
Yeah.
took your kid to the Ninja Turtle concert.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, it is really really fun to see. Like,
Yeah.
and just give them some plastic weapons and let them whip them around.
Oh man. If I could go back in time, I would watch this show.
That would be sick. Yeah, I can't remember. That's what's strange to me. Because I can't explain how and maybe my parents were just like, no, the VHS is enough, or maybe I can because I'd get the movies and stuff, but I can't explain how I had the cassette and listened to it so much,
Right.
but never had the VHS somehow.
Was the VHS sold at Pizza Hut or was it sold sometimes separately?
I believe it was exclusive. I believe it was all exclusive to Pizza Hut.
I know the album was. I'm not
So
sure.
I'm just
But also, like
looking.
VHS sells, like you would have to assume, like they'd want to sell it everywhere. But if
Yeah.
Pizza Hut was footing the bill for everything,
I'm just looking at this picture of me when I was like 2 in front of the standee, and it says, "Get our awesome debut cassette, concert tour guide, and a poster." It
yeah, maybe it
doesn't
was
say anything
just
about a VHS, so I don't know.
well too, because you got the making of it Kmart, right? So they must have been selling it other places, right? Or
Yeah.
Kmart wouldn't have had it. But that also makes it. It's like, why would my parents not have? Why would nobody in my life have gotten me this goddamn VHS?
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Because it's not like you didn't know I was a Turtles fan.
Right. Bastards.
You cheap bastards.
I don't think I've ever even seen like the box art for it. Is it the same as the cassette?
No, I don't think so. Let me see.
It's not. I just found it on eBay.
Because there's the making of. I like that one. Are you seeing the one where it's like featuring Shredder and Splinter?
Yes, at the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think? They're like, oh damn, Mom,
Oh, shit.
Splinter's
Mom,
in this one.
The only 2 other characters. No April.
Notably, not featuring April.
Right.
Who
Right.
arguably has probably the biggest role in the show. They're like, a woman, to hell with
Right.
her.
And
Yeah,
yeah, this
I never had this.
Also, I like that April costume. The yellow jacket with the black pants. That's not a bad look.
I thought she did a great job too. Like,
Yeah.
No, she's a
100.
fantastic April for sure.
Yeah.
I wish I knew which one was in the live action or was in the VHS, because there's like 3 Aprils during the tour.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Because I guess we got to find her and give her the bubblegum girl treatment.
I mean, honestly, if anybody deserves it, this April deserves it way more than Bubblegum Girl.
Oh, for sure. Because I feel bad talking.
Well, one of them is
Bubblegum Girl,
J.K.
but-
Simmons' wife, as Keith said. So
that was the understudy. So
Yeah.
but she
Sherry
wouldn't be in the
Renee
movie.
Scott portrayed April during the tour's original run.
all right, she's still active. She making the con scene.
Let's see. Let's look at her picture because we'll know. Oh yeah, that's her. I think American actress, singer, writer, and producer known for acclaimed Broadway and off-Broadway performances. Ada, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, Little Mermaid. So I guess
her name?
she's stuck. Sherry Renee Scott. Yeah, a lot of Broadway stuff, a lot of theater. She was in P.S. I Love You. She was in a few movies, but nothing apparently since 2018. But still doing. She did Little Shop of Horrors recently on Broadway.
You know what's weird about Little Shop of Horrors is that I associate it very closely with Richard Simmons. And I don't know if my mom was like doing a Richard Simmons tape and then we watched that movie. And I've talked to her and I've talked to several therapists about this, and no one can seem to understand why that is.
He also kind of looks like Rick Moranis a bit.
That's true.
Maybe you think maybe you think Richard Simmons is Rick Moranis and like your brain swapped him.
Maybe
in a weird way.
Does Mandela my effect?
This show
If you like to
is,
psychoanalyze
Sherry
me,
Renee
just let me know.
Smith's oldest credit.
Say again?
This show is Sherry Renee Smith's oldest credit.
Yeah, I mean, she still looks great.
Same for David Shatra. This is his oldest credit too. I think this is a kicking off point for a lot of people.
Man,
Nobody ends on Turtles the Musical.
I know, right? Imagine this was your final.
Yeah.
Your final
My
going
back. Jesus Christ.
I'm saying
Yeah.
they need like a revamp. They need to redo the show, do it right, take out the filler, and they could have a banger production.
I'm telling you,
Well,
if you're like
20
interested in this at all, watch the making of. It's a much tighter
Yeah.
experience. It's also crazier because they're presented as though the turtles are real and they came to these people with a record idea and set it all up.
Yeah, because even like
Marty Friedman's in it,
like-
the Surge licensing guy. Like it's
yeah,
insane.
and
Yeah.
like his delivery is kind of like it's kind of off because you can see in his head he's like, oh, I got to keep making up this bullshit.
Yeah. It's great. It's fantastic.
You can like
Well-
see it behind his eyes. He's like, I got to keep talking more. Okay.
Yeah. He
whatever.
almost lets it slip at one point, and you just see he's just like, God damn it, gotta keep it up.
It's funny that you mention reviving this, Cody, because as we'll talk about in the news.
Well, okay.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that the other thing that I liked in this was just seeing all the kids going nuts for the turtles, like when it pans to the audience.
We
But
said that
also,
already. We said it like
Okay.
45 minutes ago, Spencer.
oh, you
No,
did.
it is like
All right.
it is really good because
You're
it is
zoning out.
fun to see. No, Spencer's right because like you see like fandoms today is just us angry old men.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's fun to see the original true fandom of a property of like
yeah,
actual joy, like uncynical
like-
joy.
yeah, but even beyond that, it's great just for the kids to get to boo Shredder. Just all of the boos,
Oh.
all of the booing.
They go bananas
Like-
over it. Yeah.
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 I think it's important that kids get to rebel to some degree, and
No, for sure.
And-
Because
and
at
there
one
it
point when
is.
he makes the cousin
Contained
joke, the
rebellion.
audience. When he makes the cousin joke, the audience does kind of legit freak out.
yeah,
Yeah. If you're listening and you saw this show, reach out to us because I'd love to know your experience about it.
Anyway, I just
Yeah.
just wanted to add that is my other I love being a turtle is that it is fun to see
for
all those
sure.
kids. It makes it makes me want to take my kid to I don't know, something we'll talk about in the news.
Yeah.
Yeah. The last addition to that, though, I mentioned this before, but when they're interviewing the kids, they do ask one kid about Shredder, and he's like, he looked better in the movie. The guy talking to him is like, whoop.
That's like, wouldn't you like to know, Weather Boy?
Yeah. I do like if you go to Turtlepedia, it talks about his suit and the fact that like the face is open. It's like it's probably that way because otherwise the audience couldn't understand him. It's like he's got a microphone inside the mask. Like what the fuck are you talking
Yeah.
about? Like
Turtlepedia wild. Like, and the Turtlepedia talks about like you can see him laughing, which I was trying to spot, but I couldn't really see it. But maybe
Yeah, I
when he's
couldn't
like
either.
heckling the kids.
yeah.
'cause
It also
he
like
was
when it
gen-
talks
he
about
was
his
genuinely
mask,
having fun.
his mask covering his face. It links to Kenny McCormick from South Park for some stupid reason. Like
Like Source is South
yeah,
Park.
exactly. No one could understand you if your mouth was covered. Source South Park. Yeah.
Microphones. How do they work?
Microphones, WikiHow, All right, are we ready for some news, guys?
I think so.
All right.
Yeah.
This is April O'Neil of Channel 6.
All right. Start off with toys. Cody.
Yeah, NECA dropped the second half of the long-awaited Neighborhood Dudes, so you can get your hands on Tuxedo Leonardo. You don't get any other turtles in tuxes or extra heads, but you do get a grocery bag
Yes.
full of like vegetables, and then Incognito Mikey, which does come with alternate heads for Donatello, not the other turtles, and a grocery bag full of VHS tapes. Because who among us hasn't had a grocery bag full of VHS tapes?
Cody, I'm waiting for your definitive list ranking all the grocery bags that
I
NECA has
could
put out.
fill a grocery bag with all the video cassette tapes that have come with NECA figures.
Yeah, they've done a lot. But yeah, specifically like the grocery bags, because they included them with like the Punk Turtles as well, and I think some of the Turtles in Disguise.
I mean,
I had the
famous
Turtles
probably-
in Disguise, and they didn't come with I know they came with the Punk ones. They came with the Punk Donatello. I believe.
Yeah.
Famously, that's
Yeah.
the only time they ever wore disguises was when they were going to the grocery store. So
Interesting. Yeah, because you could build up quite a collection of TMNT grocery bags, hilariously enough.
So the tuxedo
yeah.
Leonardo, I believe, is from the Big Cufflink Caper. It could be from a different episode though. There's a couple times there were different tuxedos at different times, but because that one comes with a baby face mask, I'm pretty sure it's from that episode. Incognito
think-
Mikey, they use that look a lot, but specifically the Groucho Marx one is from the first Casey Jones episode.
Yeah, you're
And,
right. Apparently, at least NECA's reference is the big cufflink caper for that one, so you're
Awesome.
dead on. Though Mikey, they don't say a specific episode reference, so maybe.
Yeah,
that's
they wear
somewhere.
those winter jackets with the stocking cap quite a bit.
Yeah,
but
I remember one of my most memorized, or the one thing that always comes to my mind is the '87 episode where it's like it becomes winter everywhere, and it's like a real problem, and the turtles have to like defeat winter or something. It's like the city freezes
Take Me to Your
over.
Leader. It's the one where I can't believe I know this, and I can't remember like where I put my keys. But Leonardo has a bad dream, and so he decides to leave the team entirely. Luckily, he already dresses up in his winter gear because Shredder's got some machine that like makes it winter. So
Yeah, for whatever reason, like, because I watched the '87 series a lot as a kid, but not much of it stuck with me. But I think that one is like firmly in my brain for some reason.
there you go.
But yeah, so those are coming out. They say they're coming this summer, which it's summertime now, so I guess anything could happen. I didn't put this on the list, but a lot more NECA stuff is popping up at Ross. So if you want to chat, like the punk stuff has been popping up for a while, but now people are seeing like Wolfman Raff, like 2-packs. So if you need any NECA stuff, it's keep checking your Rosses because they're dumping everything. Other than that, I don't think there's new stuff. Playmates G.I. Joe is apparently shipping from Walmart, according to me, who they say they're shipping it and they didn't cancel it. And so I'm shocked because usually Walmart cancels.
All right.
Yeah, that's it for toys. What's going on in comics?
In comics, we have TMNT Journeys number 11 coming to your comic book shelves, your comic book store shelves, I guess I should say.
Spencer
one
was talking
closer.
about the value proposition for Journeys in comic form is pretty damn high. The last issue was like 60 pages.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and you still pay what the average one is. I'm guessing that's because it's black and white. They're able to, just keep the price the same. And yeah, like
it's an
you really
older
get the bang for your
reprint, so
buck.
if they're like, this one's $8, people are gonna be like, hell no. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who did you pay for this?
yeah.
And then we also have volume 8 of the Saturday Morning Adventures trade paperback coming out. So that is also going to be out next week. Or I guess I should say this week, the week this episode comes out.
Nice. I keep thinking of getting the comics, like the mini comics on the go, because they did like, I can't remember how many issues it collects, but I feel like I should give it another shot and see if maybe in the smaller format it hooks me better.
All right.
anything else
And
for
what do we
comics?
got then? Nope, that's it. What do we got in movies and TV?
sorry, I'm trying to pull up the article again. Trying to pull up the actual like Variety article.
This,
There
by the
we go.
way, dear listener, is when I talk about my powers of super coincidence. It's shit like what Mike is about to say.
There we go. All right. And as we've alluded to, announced just yesterday on Variety, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles stage show sets across 2027 North America tour. The quote here, the opening headline is "The Turtles are headed to the stage," but it doesn't accurately say again. Yeah, so just announced Paramount Products and Experiences, along with partnering with Maximum Entertainment, are partnering to create Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles live on stage, which is specifically going to celebrate the 40th anniversary of the animated series, this says. It says this new production will follow Leo, Raph, Donnie, and Mikey from their comic book origins to becoming global pop culture icons, battling familiar villains along the way. So kind of interesting. Is it gonna be kind of a meta thing, like behind the laughter at The Simpsons, where like the Turtles are the '87 cartoon was a show?
That'd be fun. What they're gonna do is it's gonna be a big digital screen, and they're just gonna have style guide turtles.
Say, yeah, right. It says this production will blend martial arts choreography, parkour, hip hop dance battles, projection technology, and humor to reimagine the franchise as a fast-paced spectacle for all ages.
It'll be. Remember the Spider-Man show, like Turn Off the Dark or something?
Yeah, turn off the
Yeah.
dark.
It's got to be that level of production and wackiness. And
I
they
mean,
have
it-
to they have to homage coming out of our shells, or they're all going
If
to jail.
they don't, like, they have to do that. Like we were
Yeah.
talking about. It has to reference it in some way. Like, you can't ignore it.
Do you think they'll do like cool turtle suits? Because that is kind of, it's become a lost art doing full-blown turtle suits. Do you think they'll have the gumption to attempt it?
I do not, because I think they mentioned using like projector technology and shit. I doubt they'll be.
Oh,
Or it will be,
100%
like-
they're going to do style guide then.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Like, I'm excited for this. I just signed up for news updates with the podcast email because I'm really curious to see more about this.
I
But
mean,
yeah,
we better.
I mean, if we're well known enough, maybe, hopefully.
Especially, I mean,
yeah.
look, you hit up Joestra and be like, look, we got your VHSs in production, so you need to
Right,
pull
we know
some
a
strings,
guy.
buddy.
Yeah, man.
At least Keith
but
and
yeah.
Spencer, who have families and can truly.
That's true. You
Enjoy
were
the
saying you would like to
experience.
take your something like this. Here's your
yeah, no, like, that's the thing is like it just seems fun, you know. And my daughter kind of likes Ninja Turtles as I've been watching it. Sometimes she gets excited about it, sometimes she doesn't. You know, I don't know. She's
Spencer noted
2 years old.
fan of the '87 series. You know, yeah, I'll go see this.
The tickets will only be $300 a person. It's going to be very.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
probably. Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for.
But yeah, you can
Apparently
sign up
it's
for
done by
updates
Tony
at-
Award-winning nominees, so these are like legit people in charge.
They got so it's going to be developed by Tony Award-winning producer Eva Price, director, choreographer, and two-time Tony Award nominee Jennifer Weber, and Emmy Award-winning playwright, screenwriter Ki Nguyen. So,
Huh. You
will
get
this be
Raya
good?
and the Last Dragon.
Oh, I liked that movie.
Yeah, no, that wasn't bad.
You can sign up for updates at tmntliveonstage.com. You can also follow them on Instagram.
That's cool. Maybe this will be the next Hamilton.
One can only hope.
One can only hope.
Lin-Manuel will play Leonardo. We got to will it into existence now,
Cool.
folks.
What an amazing coincidence.
Lin-Manuel is Casey Jones, if anything.
There we go. What an amazing coincidence that the day I watched this, coming out of their shells, they announced a new
Right?
stage show.
Like I saw this pop up in the TMNT subreddit, and I was like, what fortuitous timing for tomorrow, for like us
Yeah.
recording tomorrow's episode.
I mean, that just tells TMNT brand that they should be coming to us for all their promotion, because we're a lockstep with the zeitgeist that they're doing.
exactly.
Right.
Exactly. We were covering the Archie comic way before IDW for compendiums.
All right. Anything else for news, guys?
That's
No, I
it.
believe that's it.
Yeah.
So, Spencer, what are we doing next week?
For our first week in the Nickelodeon era of Ninja Turtles, we will start with the 2012 series, the first 3 episodes of Teenage
boy.
Mutant Ninja
That
Turtles
is
2012.
Rise of the Turtles Parts 1 and 2, and then Turtle Temper.
That's Rise of the Turtles, not Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Not to be confused
Thank
with
God.
that. Oh,
Seems
man.
a little
But guys,
derivative.
very excited to kick off the Nickelodeon era officially with what some would say is the best TMNT show. You know, some people are a little bit more whatever about it, but yeah, it's fine. It's whatever. Some would say that this is ultimately the best one. I'm very excited to kick this off. Join us next week. Hit us up on all of our socials at Ninja Turtle Power Hour or Ninja Turtle PH at Instagram, Twitter, all of I forget it, everywhere we are. San Diego Comic-Con's coming up. So go check out that Turtle by the Beach. Sell out that show, even though we said it was free last week. They want a bunch of people there. And yeah. Join our Discord at the link in our bio.
Yeah, join our Mastodon. Is Mastodon still a thing? Wasn't that one of the competitors?
It is. Well, I mean, Mastodon was already a thing, but I don't think it was ever a viable competitor.
Clapper, Rumble.
Definitely don't do Rumble.
Yeah, find us on Grinder.
Yeah.
Yeah. Find which of us? That's a mystery. But
Cody's
see
there,
who
actually.
shows up.
Only
See
Cody's there, actually.
Yeah.
Hey,
you know what? I
look,
just found out, Cody, is that all these messages you thought you were sending to us, you've been posting in the podcast discussion channel.
Yeah.
No, I did that on purpose because I figured, why not let the audience in on my insanity?
See more of Cody's jackassery by joining our Discord.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, folks. That's our show this week. Thank you again so much for listening. And until next time, cowabunga dudes.
Certified turtlefied.
Booyakasha.
Hot soup.
Thank you. We love you.
Out of a shell.
How many times does Michelangelo say that in that? I forgot to bring that up. I didn't make a note of it. Thank you. We love you. Thank you. We love you.
We patted.
I was
we
surprised
patted
they
out
didn't
the
do an
show.
encore.
We patted out the
They,
show.
like,
We were complaining about how long the concert was. We patted this out so.
I don't doubt that it was also good enough to. You weren't recording this whole goddamn time, Spencer.
No. I mean, all the stuff we're talking about should be like
I am
inside the actual episode. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be right now. It shouldn't be right now.
I am gonna strangle you.
But we're gonna have all these conversations a second time, all over again, maybe, possibly.
Goddamn, you're the worst. You're the worst.
Is correct. So,
have you guys seen? Have you guys seen the trailer for the Nightfall trilogy being animated? Well, sorry,
I think
Nightfall
it
story
looks
arc
kinda
being
like-
animated as a trilogy.
It looks like generic slop to me, actually.
It looks like what?
You're
generic slop.
That's I mean, you know, it is a 90s comic, you know, it all did come from the 90s.
See, people won't get the joke now because you didn't allow it to be recorded. Straight.
Oh,
yeah. Spencer is the first political prisoner.
Spencer will complain again about how it's the most generic.
How do you guys think they're gonna pronounce the name of like the cult Azrael's from? Is it like the cult of Saint Damas?
Isn't
it how do you think it said that? Is it Dumas?
Yes, it's Saint Damas.
Oh, Saint Damas.
Wait,
is he
did
real
you really
saint?
think it? Did you legit think it was pronounced dumbass?
No, but every single time I read it that way.
It reminds me.
In my mind. Yeah, in my mind, reading it, it's funny every time.
I forget the joke. This guy's. There's a. I hate when I remember stuff like this, but there's a guy like talking in front of his mirror about like a Bluetooth mirror, and he's like, "It's Bluetooth, dumbass." I got
A Bluetooth mirror? Is it a joke? Like, are there actual Bluetooth mirrors out there?
Hold on. Okay.
Bluetooth mirrors to me are like the fridges with screens on them now. And it's like, why is my fridge giving me the news? Like, I mean, I don't have one of those fridges, but they baffle me. It's like, whose idea was it? Where they're like, you know what? People want to read their news on the fridge. Like that's what we need. That's what we need for this fridge.
At some point, it was worth it. But I sent the Bluetooth mirror video I'm telling you guys about.
Mm-hmm. I'm not seeing it, Cody. I'm not seeing it.
I sent it to the chat in TikTok.
I'm looking in the chat in TikTok. I'm still only seeing your electric scooter video.
Refresh.
I am refreshing.
That's one of my favorite videos ever.
Lol.
There's just something so good about calling someone a dumbass in like such an aggressive way.
I've sent you guys one of those Doug Nighthawk Wolf videos. Like I've sent you guys like one of the edits where he's like telling you like, oh, so you fell down from a guy pushing you really hard on the ground? Okay. Get back up. Get pissed. Call the cops or call the police. That's what he says.
Call the police.
There's people who can help you right now. You're all set. That is a golden TikTok. That is a golden TikTok. He's like this guy that just like, I don't know. He's just on like fake podcast clips.
Oh, I like my other favorite one. Have you guys seen the Be a Man TikToks?
That guy, yeah. Don't get your back massaged. Just stretch it out for 1,000 years. Be a man.
Yeah, it's like you hate your job. Work every day for the rest of your fucking life. Be a man.
Be a man. So, guys, today I inquired about obtaining 4kids.tv, the domain name.
Oh.
Yeah, the guy wants 25 grand for it.
Not bad.
There's no fucking way.
You can just remortgage your house,
right?
It's fine. Your wife will understand. The dividends, once you get up and going, it'll pay back for itself.
I was excited until you said 25 grand.
I know. Well, it has like a form on it. I put like $10 and I was like, I just want to make sure this is actually for sale. And like an hour later, the guy got back to me. He's like, no capitalization, whatever. The asking price for this name is 25 grand. Thank you, Mike. Mike, is it you?
I mean,
damn.
Do I want to swindle Keith out of 25 grand?
Literally the day I met you, you said one of these days I'm going to swindle you out of 25 grand. So this could be it.
This could be finally it.
That's the first thing Mike ever said to me too. Funnily enough.
Really interesting.
Mm-hmm. I'm just biding my time. I'm just biding my time until I can spring the trap on Cody. But Keith,
who else were you trying to swindle out of 25 grand? Was that on Facebook?
Crawl into my web.
Facebook. Yeah, this is the.
Wait, isn't that spelled wrong, Keith? Though, shouldn't it be a 4?
Should be the number 4.
Is it FOUR kids?
No,
I'm pretty sure it's 4kids.tv.
Yeah.
God, you almost bought the wrong domain for $25,000.
For $25,000. Whoa. Oh, somebody would have gotten fired for that blunder. Oh boy.
God. Can you imagine? Keith is like, good news, everyone. I own 4 kids. And then the joy we would have of seeing
No, it's the number 4.
That.
Yeah, it's the number 4.
Yeah. I'll send you the
Google 4 kids and look at the search results and tell me.
Wow, that wasn't bad.
That guy really is hosing you at that point.
That's all right. Son of a bitch.
25.
This is what happens when I'm like just listening to the DVD in the background. And it's like 4kids.tv. I'm like, I'll go to 4kids.tv. It's like, this is for sale. I'm like, yeah, I'll see if it's for sale.
What's funny is like, imagine if like you had gotten it and you came to surprise price.
I know. Guess what, guys?
We're like, Keith, you know it's a 4, right?
Yeah. Oh shit!
I spent 25 grand on that.
Yeah, and imagine telling your wife,
this mistake
and your
too.
wife is like, "You brought the wrong one, buddy," and you're like, "God damn it!"
That was the kids' college.
My baby's milk money.
I sold my baby.
Okay. So
this
4
is-
kids with the number 4 is also for sale. It's only $3,880. So
What? It's
Yeah.
cheaper?
it's
Even though it
cheaper,
has a
yeah.
history?
Yeah.
Even though it has
Man.
pedigree. That had one of the
This is
greatest
one of the
cartoons
best-
of all time on that channel, and they're selling
is
it
one of the-
for
Yeah, it's
peanuts.
a bar. You got it. Now you got to buy it, Keith.
I know.
Like, you
I
really.
know. I have to. God. Because 4
I mean-
Kids is now 4kidsentertainmentinc.com.
Yeah,
It's still around?
Who actually?
you would
Who should own it?
they would have you would think that they would have held on to it and had it redirect to.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? No, because I just went to 4kids.com and that is a website.
4kids.tv.
Right.
Because seemingly Fox still owns it, so like Disney owns it, perhaps.
Maybe.
I'm going to reply to this guy and say, good luck with that. I'm dead
Interesting.
serious. I'm doing it. 'Cause
Almost
that's
got-
fucking ridiculous.
Good luck with that.
if you go to the Wikipedia, in the side section where it talks about like headquarters, date launched, voices of Mike Pollock. So it looks like Mike Pollock was trying to scam you, Keith. The voice actor of Dr. Eggman.
Were you seeing that?
If you go to the 4Kids TV Wikipedia page,
Mhm.
it, for some reason in like the main, like, you know, like the top right box where it has like the main stuff, it says
Yeah.
the voices of Mike Pollock. So I have to assume he bought 4kids.tv hoping he could bilk someone just like you. And it almost succeeded, if not for us.
Almost. Wow, that would have been crazy. I'm glad I brought this to your attention. I'm serious. I'm going to say good luck with that.
Do it.
Ridiculous.
Do it.
Like, I
Do
thought it was
it.
bad, but holy shit.
Don't tell him about it though, because then he'll buy the real one, and then he'll jack up the price.
Right. Should I say thanks afterwards? Should I even put a period? Good luck with that period.
Maybe.
Thanks.
Today at work, I was talking into a company's like chat support, and it gave their full name, which I found hilarious, and I kept typing back their full name. Because you know how usually it's like, oh, thanks for doing Walmart chat. I'm John. How can I help you? But instead it was Stephanie Moore, and I was like, hello, Stephanie Moore. And the whole time I kept referring to the full name, and it was making me laugh so hard. Because it comes off like very like alien speak.
Right. Hello, fellow human. I'm thinking this through, and this guy's got my email. So if I'm a dick to him, he's gonna put my email on a bunch of shitty like lists or something. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that to him preemptively.
I like how this random guy is now like terrorizing you and getting inside your head. Oh
25 grand. What a fucking Jesus Christ. This is like one of those guys like when the Redskins were looking for a different team name, and they were looking for like the Red Tails or whatever, and they couldn't get the Washington Red Tails domain name because some idiot had just like bought up every domain that had Red Tail in it and wouldn't give it to him. That's what this guy's doing.
I also love the hilarious comedy, because let's see this through. Like, you were hoping to buy 4Kids TV, you know, and then the world would discover that you made a huge mistake. But then the comedy of you owning 4forkids.tv and what the hell you would do with that, because that's a much weirder website name at that point. Like, I run the website 4kids.tv.
What thing can I sign him up for in the email? Let's sign him up for like Dracula Daily or something really annoying.
Just
No,
you know what?
cool.
Just put it on a call list. I don't know. Whoever purchases information, just sell it to him. Just sell his email to
If you would like
somebody.
this guy's email,
Sign
please give me
him up for
25
like
grand.
the Trump campaign donation thing, because then he'll get like
there we go.
14 emails a day for the rest of his life.
Perfect.
Plot
Do they
twist.
really do that?
Plot
That's
twist.
crazy.
He's already registered.
Right. Oh,
That'd
there's a
be funny.
whole thread on Reddit about it. Unethical life pro tips. Okay, here we go. The
Pro
Church of
tips to
Scientology.
For legal purposes, Keith really isn't doing that.
No, I wouldn't dare.
Yeah, Keith would never do that to a guy who fairly honestly just quoted him a price for a website that he had no idea Keith was completely wrong about.
What was this guy doing with this website, I wonder? Interesting.
There's got to be
He's
a
trying to,
cottage
you know-
industry of people just trying to camp on websites.
That's
Oh,
what I was
yeah.
saying. That's what happened to the
Yeah, it
Redskins,
was
or the Washington
yeah.
football program, whatever.
When I used to,
But
when I
don't
used to
those
full
people
time-
often get screwed? Because like I feel like I've read about cases where people did that to try and like make money from the company, and
Yeah,
the giant
it's
company
like-
takes them to court, and they get like screwed because it's like you bought this to try and screw us, and now like our full legal weight is going to come down on you.
It's just like speculative scalping. You know, they would sit on those domain names. And yeah, like there could be cases where like they bought a name that's like too tied similarly to a registered product or something. Like if I bought, if Sony didn't have it and I bought PlayStation.com, like why do I have that? That's a brand name.
Yeah.
So they could sue for that. But if I had like PS blog and all of a sudden they wanted to do a PlayStation blog,
Mhm.
then I've got a little bit more of a case of like, okay, like, hey, like, what does the PS stands for? It stands for pizza sauce. I have a pizza sauce blog,
Yeah, and like you have some actual history of it.
Yeah, exactly. So like that's kind of the use case there. Like when I used to build websites for like real estate agents, they would always want to use their name. And I was like, one, no one's searching your name. Two, your name is like John Smith Realtor. There's like 10 others already. Like we got to get a little more creative, bud.
I wish this was still up, but we have a gaming store here called Gauntlet Games, and one of like our city councilman or something is an owner of that. There's like 10 owners of it, right? Including my neighbor, the guy who was on the liquor commission and is getting sent to federal pound me in the ass jail probably.
Nice.
Yeah. But they let their domain expire, and so this other group bought the domain and used it as a smear campaign against that city councilman. So the game shop had to buy a different domain. Pretty amazing.
Cutthroat.
Yeah, but now it's up for
Very-
sale again. Gauntletgames.com. Do I dare? It's also $3,800.
How much is it yearly on that then? I wonder if the more higher profile, like once you pay a lot for it, if the host company is like, oh, you'll pay more every year, buddy. Or
I
if
think it is
just-
just that. But you can do a payment plan for 2 years for $163 a month for 2 years. Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Surely you'll get good returns. It'll pay off. Just want to confirm that's Leo's hand, right? Ah, the age-old debate.
Who are you debating?
Look what I posted in the group chat.
We have to find mine and Keith's videos. I think mine and Keith's videos back and forth about it were the best. I don't think the discourse will ever top that.
I miss that era of TikTok.
Because like me and Keith both acted it out in various ways, and so we got to see. It can't be that far back.
I barely post anything, so you can probably find it on mine real quick.
Oh yeah.
Have you guys seen that they're making an animated series of Absolute Batman?
Yeah.
You know what? I read Absolute Batman, the first volume. Didn't care for it, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, didn't strike my fancy.
Even
I really liked it.
even when he drove the giant motorcycle off the building.
That was pretty cool. But like overall, I was just like, man, I don't know.
It took a little while to get going. Honestly, I've enjoyed Absolute Superman so much more than Absolute Batman.
I've enjoyed
Yeah, that's
Absolute
okay.
Wonder Woman so much more than Absolute Batman and Absolute Superman. Absolute Wonder Woman is where it's at. It's where it's at.
That's next after I finish the first volume of Superman. So I've got that.
It's
I've got
it's the best.
I've got Absolute Green Martian Manhunter. I think Absolute Green Lantern is out in the trade. I might have that.
Absolute Martian Manhunter is awesome. Like it is like just pure art, but also it is it is frustrating to read it since I have to read it digitally. It's one that where you want to read it physically because there's some moments like in pages in the back where like you have to hold it up to the light for like its little things. There's also like a page where you actually have to cut out part of the page to like I don't know, I guess get some sort of interpretation of what they're trying to say where it tells you to cut it out and things. Anyway, but he's doing some cool stuff with it. But also like I can't ever even if I had a physical copy, I don't think I could bring myself to cut the page is the problem.
Yeah.
Oh, because the value. There's only
Yeah, I don't know.
they're only on their 100th reprinting, and so it'll never.
Well, that's what's and that well
it's
that's
not even like the
when we
value.
were
It's just like
reading.
this thing in my mind that's like I paid money for this. I have to keep it
Yeah.
nice.
When
Why
we
don't
read
you just buy
when we
like the
read
cheapest
Fugitoid,
copy you can on like eBay or something?
when we read Fugitoid, there were ads in the back, and like they specifically wrote in there like, hey, if you don't want to cut it up, just make a Xerox copy.
Yeah,
There you go.
I do
But
remember that
anyway,
because you'd get like books and stuff, and it's like here's the order
Yeah.
form, and you're like, oh, or like magazines
Our
would do the same. Although magazines usually had like cards you could fill out.
our friend on Twitter, Sailor Looney, she posed the question like, what would you want to see in an absolute TMNT? And she suggested like her version would be the turtles were trained by the foot, like mutated and trained by the foot, and then like were sent to go kill Hamato Yoshi, and then have like have that be the flip for them, and then like have to deal with that like
Where
mentally.
they kill an old man and then feel bad about it.
Yeah, basically, and that's what would make them turn against like Shredder and the Foot.
And then Shredder gets mutated into a rat and he becomes their sensei, kind of like Age of Apocalypse Magneto style.
I mean, if you want
Like
to go,
without
she didn't go that into it, but I was like, man, that's cool. That's a cool twist. That's a cool absolute.
Yeah, because maybe Shredder's only a bad guy because Splinter's alive, and they're like it's like a Batman Joker kind of
That's true.
thing. That'd be cool. But do you think TMNT corporate would ever be savvy enough to do that?
They will in like 6 years.
Yeah. Once
I don't know.
once everyone's moved on from absolute.
Because like Batman is a good example, and people have been pointing this out lately, especially with like the show. I think actually Johnson was talking about it, where like you can like DC very adeptly handles like multiple versions of Batman, and nobody has a problem with it, right? Where it's like there's even like the Bat Family stuff. There's because apparently like what is it like the Bat? They're doing like a new Nightfall series or something, and it's going to be like R rated, they say, or whatever.
We just talked about the Nightfall trilogy.
No, I thought you were talking about
I mentioned the Nightfall trilogy earlier. It's gonna have has Azrael in it because Batman gets his back broken by Bane, and then Azrael becomes Batman.
Dumas conversation.
Yeah.
But anyways, TMNT, a lot of people are like, why don't you do that? And it is an interesting question because they're like, And they've done like a little bit with Ronin, but not really in like popular media. And they did do like TMNT Batman. But I wonder if
Mhm.
it just didn't sell so well.
Yeah, I'm worried if it didn't, the Batman Ninja Turtles movie didn't do well, and that's just why we never got a sequel or anything. Which is
Or also
wild
like
to me that
the
it didn't.
Batman TMNT comic or whatever. Like I just wonder if
I mean, the comic had to have sold well
Yeah.
because they
Yeah,
did
you
it.
got
They did three of them.
three sequels. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
For
well, but
whatever
like
reason, the
relative well.
animated
I mean,
movie.
like well enough for them to be like, we should milk this until the end of time. Well,
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's
Mhm.
sold. It's a licensed crossover. Like you can only milk that for so long before you have to keep renegotiating. But also, like, yeah, they got the two sequels. They got the other version for the animated series. They got the movie. They got the action figure line. Like they went all in on that as much as they could.
Well, the action figure line also did not sell well, very famously.
No, I know,
'Cause
but
you
I
could-
mean,
you could get those on clearance.
Well, I mean, yeah, you could get them on clearance, and then all of a sudden they shot up in value.
Well, just because
But
like people never bought them when they weren't like, yeah, that's the ironic part of it. So I do think I do think it was a success, but then it wasn't the let's do it or let's do this stuff forever kind of success, which you think Ronin would have been,
Mhm.
where it's like they would fast track a show or whatever. But maybe like Paramount is just stupidly cheap compared to like DC or whatever. But also like DC already has that like huge animation wing going on, even if they haven't like used it as effectively every year like they used to. But it's interesting.
Well, a lot of their recent animated movies have kind of been whatever, if I'm being, honest. Like
Yeah, I mean they
the whole
can't all
like
be hits, and then it
Tomorrowverse
gets more
thing.
expensive. But I also
Yeah.
wonder, like, I really loved Black, White, and Green. But it's also like the gimmick of it also made it like kind of a chore to read at the same time,
Hmm.
Because it's like this is cool, but at some point this is kind of ugly. So could you just do like a regular comic with it? And they're like, no, we can't. So it's like they always have almost the right idea, but then they botch it in some way where they're like, see, it didn't work, so it wasn't worth doing. And it's like, but it would be cool. I'd be
Yeah.
down for absolute turtles.
maybe coming out of their shells is absolute turtles.
Plot
Maybe, which
twist.
turtles
Love it.
can't actually do without dying because they are their shells.
Yeah, do we need to have that PSA again? Okay.
Because people
Sounds good.
still don't understand turtles. Like if you have a pet turtle and you paint its shell, you're actually doing damage to the turtle and how it grows. You monsters.
What if it's fully grown?
Because the shell is always growing though, because it's like they
Like your
shed
hair
them.
or your fingernails, right? So
Yeah. Because it's like the back, and so like they feel their shell and whatnot. Because there was also videos where it's like
But-
people used to drill holes in the shell and like attach
That's
a chain
awful.
to it.
Oh my god.
And it's like, I mean, they would do it like at the back where it's like towards their butt or whatever. So it's not like it was like in the middle of their back or whatever. But still, it's like you're basically drilling into their rib cage because
But
that's what
so I'm
their
asking,
shell
like,
actually
okay,
is.
I paint my fingernails. It doesn't hurt me. Their shells grow in a similar way. Why does it hurt them to paint that?
Well, because it also inhibits the growth and like the way it makes them like malformed.
But how does painting do that? Is what Keith is
Because
asking.
like in theory, if you painted where it didn't cross over, because they're the little pieces of the shell, the little sections are scoots, and those flake off and shed.
Mhm.
And if like you paint over them and it seals it, it can like cause it to grow badly. It's almost like if you painted your finger, if you painted the whole tip of your finger, and so it like sealed it up, and then it couldn't grow properly. But also it'll leach into their bloodstream, so it's like you're putting like paint directly into their blood.
So
in a lot of
Keith,
ways.
what Cody is saying, Keith, is to give the turtle like that chipped emo fingernail, paint.
Yeah. I know
That'll-
exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
That'll fix it.
Non-toxic paint is what he's saying. Yeah.
I mean, seriously though, don't
No,
paint turtle
no,
shells,
like
'cause
chip it
does
up
fuck them up.
chip up the nail polish like an emo kid is what he's saying.
Yeah.
But no, turtles
for that
cannot, in
clarification.
fact, come out of their shell. And in this music show, the turtles would be in extreme pain and on the brink of death because they don't.
Much like we were.
Hey. All right.
Shall we get into it, guys?
I think we should.
Yep.